Live from San Diego, this is the Fox 5 Morning News at 8.
Parenting can be challenging, we all know that, but what about co-parenting? If you hate your ex, yikes. Joining us right now with 5 tips to co-parent peacefully. Please, people, it's for the kids. Mindie Barnett, she is the author of Intermission. Mindie, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I don't hate my ex, I just have to say.
Yeah,
but I'm not fond of him every day of the week.
And that's normal. You know, when people get divorced and separate, there's a reason for it. But boy, this hate you can't really have that relationship if you're going to help out the kid, because you're still both the parents. What's the number one problem when co-parenting?
I think that people still think that they're in a personal relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, technically on paper, yes, they are, right? But they have that mindset, and they don't need to be. They don't have to be allegiant to that person anymore. There's nothing binding. You're not getting in bed at night with that person.
Right.
So you really have to take a step back. And my method to my madness is really looking at my new relationship with my now ex-husband as more of a business relationship.
Sure.
So I'm in public relations full time, and in that space, you have to constantly be on a teeter-totter between media like yourself and the sometimes crazy client. So I think that kind of gave me a little bit of a foundation to come up with this 5-pronged approach.
And you talk about the binding. Well, it's nothing but the kids are what bind you still and
100%.
And forever.
Yes.
So you have, if you're having problems, you have 5 must-dos when you're parenting with your ex, and it's always great to see like the people who still get along. Okay, so number 1, learn to stretch. Like physically stretch, or like
it can help you with a little stress that you might be having from your ex. But typically what I mean by that is be open-minded, stretch your mind, right?
Yeah.
So if there's something that's technically going on, you wouldn't necessarily want to go in a direction, but your ex is asking for a favor, be more inclined to stretch if it's something that's going to benefit the kids. I'll give you a fast example.
Yeah.
So I recently took my children on a ski trip. For a variety of reasons, I needed to plan it on the weekend that was technically his. He initially was no, I'm not switching my life around for you. And the kids really wanted to go. I mean, it would have been to their detriment if he didn't stretch, but he eventually did.
Right.
And we all had a lovely time. And now when he asks me for a favor like that, I will be more inclined to also stretch.
And in the future, that flexibility will be there because now there's that precedent. That's very good. Take the high road. Oh, this is where it gets tricky, because this can be hard to do.
Absolutely, and this is where that relationship mindset really can get in the way, right? So you always want to be diplomatic. You have to remember that, as you said earlier, and I'm fully in agreement, the children are really the only thing that matters in all of this. They're innocent. So we want to continually think of them as the prize. We're advocating for them, and whenever possible, just try to be as diplomatic as you can, and if you can't, then move yourself out of that situation and revisit it at a later time when you're in a better mindset.
This next one is difficult because, if the relationship broke up, the trust goes with it. But you say trust is still a must. How do we do that?
It is, and what I mean is just future too. So there may have been some, obviously, truths and some deceit in the past, but you have to keep it back there. Put that suitcase up on a shelf and lock the door. You have to start forward. This is a new life that you're essentially beginning with this ex, and you need to be fully honest with him or her, and in return expect the same. Because even the little white lies can really hinder that, and then the trust goes away. You really have nothing. You need to maintain the integrity of your new relationship.
Yeah, the last 2 you say respect.
Right.
And don't give up.
Right. So respect is basically like when you're in a heated debate, and we all get into them, and my book has sort of started that a little bit between me and my ex, because there's some information in there. Yeah, but it was nothing bashing. I just wanted to be forthcoming with my story in the hopes of helping other people. But to that, it upset him. So, we had some heated discussions about it, but all the while I wanted to scream, "Are you crazy?" I obviously did not. I needed to take that big step back, a leap back, and have a respectful conversation, because otherwise it would just escalate into a nightmare and a mess and hurt my children.
You got to take a breath. You got to think of the kids.
Right.
Mindie Barnett, thank you, author of Intermission. All the information, fox5sandiego.com. Click that scene on tab. Mindie, thank you.
Thank you.